Hello and welcome to another episode of Out of Spec Bits. My name is Scott and today I want to talk to you guys about some insane lease deals going on right now. Now, before I get too far into this video, I want to mention that these numbers are specific to Colorado. That is where I live, so those are the people that I talked to, and we are a bit of a unicorn state, I know. In addition to that, I did not include any taxes, tags, fees in these numbers. So I would say budget like $1,500 to $2,500, depending on where you live, what you got, all of that. So now that those things are out of the way, there are a couple reasons I wanted to make this video. I've been scrolling through my social media and seeing what seemed to me like unrealistic lease deals. Like they sound too good to be true. So I wanted to do some investigative research and find out if that was the case. I am currently 3 months into my first ever car lease. So I have only had 2 other cars before, and I just bought them outright. So leasing is a new experience for me, and I love it. We got an insane deal on my car. Still can't believe it. And then the third and final reason, my friends and family have started watching these videos, and I guess I'm talking about EVs a lot in my free time, and they've started to ask me, should I buy an EV? Should I lease an EV? What should I get? And what kind of deals and incentives are there right now? So I thought, why not look into that? Now, I should preface this and say I was not super educated on the lease process. I was very lucky because Kyle handled most of my lease process and he knew, so I just trusted him and said, woohoo, okay. So because of that, I ended up reaching out to our buddy Bob, who works over at Crossroads Hyundai in Loveland, Colorado. And he also has a YouTube channel. He is called The Electric Principal. He was super helpful. He came with me to a bunch of different dealerships, explained to me like the down and dirty numbers, and I really enjoyed getting his perspective as somebody who has been in the car space for a while. So buckle up and enjoy all of these crazy lease deals. Okay, so I forgot to mention 2 things in that intro. The first thing being I opted for lease deals where you could put 0 money down up front. I thought that was very enticing, but there are options where you have an even cheaper monthly payment if you put some money down up front. So keep that in mind as well. And then one thing that I did gather data on, but I forgot to mention as I was filming because I got a little excited. If you go over the miles at the end of your lease, all of these are at 25 cents a mile. Some of them offer an option to buy miles like during your lease, and it's a little bit cheaper. It could be 10 cents a mile, 12 cents a mile. Again, that's not something that I've experienced yet because this is my first time leasing a car. But keep that in mind if you're like me and you drive a ton. Okay, now enjoy the video. Alrighty, so we are here at Hyundai, and behind me we have an Ioniq 9 in the SEL trim, and for $0 down and less than $280 a month for 36 months, and that's 10,000 miles a year, you can drive one of these. Now,
and it's a $68,000 car.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about
that. It's ridiculous. For all these dealerships, it's ridiculous. They are expensive cars.
And now, Bob, tell me why you would pick the Ioniq 9.
Okay, and what I would say to you is this car's a beast on the road. Has 800 volt architecture. so it charges super quick. They shoved in a 110 kilowatt battery, which was what VW should have done, but a 110 kilowatt battery. So you get the range over 300 miles. And there's so many different trim levels, from almost no power, from like 250 horsepower to over 420 horsepower, depending on what model you pick.
Jeez,
so it's a beast. It's super large. It's a great vehicle for you to consider for the money, especially when they're taking $20,000 off the cost of this car when you lease it.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
And then in 3 years, you can just give it back.
In 3 years, you can give it back.
I love
And,
that.
you know, the one thing we haven't talked about before is we don't know what the future holds, right? We do know
Right.
that tax credits are going away September 30th. We know that.
Who knows what will happen after that?
Yeah, and so the question is going to be, what's going to happen to the value of cars? Everybody's leasing cars. They're all going to turn them in at the same time. What's going to happen to the value of the cars? Leasing this car, you're kind of safe. You know what you're going to buy it for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you're paying for 3 years. And at the end of that, if the car's a bargain, because used car prices go up, buy it.
Yeah.
If it goes down, dump it. Buy another one.
But you have options.
You have options, you know, because that's what dealerships do. You know, when you return your lease in, if the dealership wants to buy it, they're going to pay what you would have paid. But they don't have to. And then Hyundai or whatever company is going to auction that off to the lowest bidder, highest bidder.
Highest bidder.
You know,
I was
that
like,
low and
lowest?
high, that the
Wow.
highest bidder. And, you know, that might be a lot less than what that residual value was. So it ensures the future. You got it for 3 years. Prices go up, you're protected.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, we are still at Hyundai, and behind me I have an Ioniq 5, and you can lease one of these for $0 down for 24 months. You can lease it for less than $134 a month, and that's 12,000 miles a year.
Yeah, and what we're looking at is an SEL, which is, once again, not the top trim.
But you like that trim.
Well, I like the trim because I think it's a good value for people. I don't think you always need to buy the luxury. I mean, you don't always need a sunroof. You know, you don't always need that stuff. You don't always need memory seats. You just need a car that does the job. And, you know, the Ioniq 5 SEL is the best of all worlds. They upgraded that in 25 anyway. They put better seating in it. They got rid of the cheap seats they had in 24. They got rid of the ICCU that
Yes,
was
we
causing
talked
all
about
kinds
that.
of problems. Yep,
Yes.
it's causing all kinds of problems.
No
Doesn't
longer
exist in the
here.
25. You get a lot of car for the money, and you know that car is just under $50,000 if you were going to pay for it.
Okay.
So it's a beloved car. It's a popular
I see them
car.
everywhere.
They are everywhere.
I live in a teeny tiny mountain town in Colorado, and they're constantly taking
Yeah.
up all the chargers.
Yep, and
So-
they do. But the good news is they charge at 800 with 800 volt architecture. They charge fast.
Very fast.
They're not going to be the Chevy Bolt there for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
They're going to be in and out. That's the good news with them.
Awesome. Alrighty, so Bob and I are now at Mini, and behind us we have one of the top trim Minis. What is this called?
Signature.
The Signature?
version, SE Signature.
Okay.
Heads-up display, all kinds of good stuff.
It's very nice on the inside. And so you can lease this for $0 down for 36 months, and that is 12,000 miles a year for $393. Now that is on this particular trim, which I just mentioned is a pretty high level trim.
Right, and some of the other cars we're looking at, we've done medium level, but I like this one best, and
He's
I
a
might
big
buy
Mini
it.
fan.
So I had him do it on this one because I love minis.
Yeah.
So,
And what do you love about this car in particular?
well, I love the material in the dash. I love the big funky dash. Like Alyssa, when she did her review of several cars, and this is one of them, she just loves the color. She loves the material in it and how it looks. Because all of us with ADHD like all the stuff, you know.
And it's very different.
Right, and the seats are so comfortable in these. Like I've owned 3 minis so far. I'm on my 3rd one. And the reason I get them is because I love how comfortable they are. I love how they have a bolster right under behind my knee. It just, you feel so supported in it, and they're just a blast to drive. You know, maybe the 4-door won't be as much fun, I know, as driving the 2-door, but they're just fun to drive, and they improve the battery on this significantly. It's about a 63 kilowatt battery.
Okay.
So the range on this car, instead of mine, which is 80 miles in real world, because I drive fast in that car, and I drive it all the time, you know, this is going to get you 212 to 250, somewhere in that range in the real world.
That's a big upgrade.
And that's a huge upgrade, right?
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons, you know, I might take my Mini, turn it in a year early, and get this one.
Upgrade.
Yep. And the reason I would do that is because, you know, all that money, this car is discounted $15,000 before you lease it. Well, that's gone. There's a good possibility it's all gone as of next year. So I might take a little loss on my current lease just to take advantage of that. Might not be a bad strategy.
I think it's a good plan. Alrighty, so we are at Subaru, and behind us we have a Solterra. So for a 36-month lease with $0 down, that's going to get you 12,000 miles a year. It's right south of 200 a month.
Right, and it's just the trim level below the top, but we're always trying to show you just kind of not exactly the top because it gets more expensive.
Right.
And you know, some of the things I really like about the Solterra is it's got more ground clearance than most electric cars have.
Okay.
So it's got an 8.1 inch ground clearance, and it's a Subaru, you know, so you know it's got asymmetrical all-wheel drive that Subaru's famous for. And then the other thing I want to mention about this particular car is they're very inexpensive to buy and, you know, or lease. And, you know, part of the reason is that the charging speed's a little slow in these cars. Okay. But if you're a local driver and all you care about is the dollar, and you love Subaru because, you know, it's dog approved, as we all know, then this is the place to come and pick one up. And once again, there's thousands of dollars off on this thing because of the tax credits.
Which is huge. And I think everybody should take advantage of it soon. So we are currently at the Volkswagen dealership, and we are inside of an ID.4 because it's a little noisy outside. And I just had the guys run some numbers for me. So for a 24-month lease with $0 up front and 7,500 miles a year, you could pay just $200 a month and lease one of these.
Yeah.
Now, Bob, tell me what you love about it. This is my first time in one.
You know what? I worked with VW for a long time, and one of the things when even the first ones came out is I love how comfortable these cars are. If you are into comfort and you want solidly built, heavy construction, the ID.4 does a fabulous job. I also like on the ID.4, I like their semi-autonomous driving. It always worked great. It always will work great. They've done a nice job. The biggest negative of this car always has been the software, but they've updated that software, and in a year or two, it's going to be Rivian software. They're going to completely abandon this. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think right now, you know, you can get a comfortable, quiet car from them for a really reasonable price.
Yeah, I think this is a great deal. So I would lease one.
All right. We're on to GM next.
Let's do it. Okay, so there were 2 dealers that would not let me film, and I totally get it. I'm like a crazy random person walking in saying, "Hi, I make YouTube videos. Do you mind if I film here?" But they were kind enough to give me the numbers, and I'll take it. And then there was one dealership that I did not have time to film. We have a great relationship with them. It's Fort Collins Kia. So thank you guys for getting me these numbers. On an EV9, you were looking at $0 down, 10,000 miles a year for 24 months, and you're looking at $399 a month. Now, I have driven this car. I've ridden in this car. It's a great dog hauler. It's a good all-around commuter. It has good safety ratings. It really blows a lot of cars out of the water. I think that's a killer deal. So props to Kia. I know it's a bit more expensive than the ones that I've talked about, but that's a heck of a deal. Now, the next one is the Nissan Ariya. And I have never driven one of these, and I've not heard good things from our team about them, but I think it's just that general Nissan vibe. I do think that there is a positive to this. So for $0 down, 5,000 miles a year, for 36 months, you are only paying $167 a month. If you are somebody who doesn't commute a lot, who doesn't care about like any bells and whistles, anything fancy, and you just want to get from point A to point B, I think that's a killer deal. 18-year-old me was so frugal. She absolutely would have done this. 100%. I did not care what anybody saw me in. I just wanted to get where I needed to go and save money. So big bonus to Nissan. And then the final lease deal that I have is the GMC Hummer EV. This is actually the deal that sparked all of my curiosity about this in the first place. The Hummers are so cool. I think they are badass. Like, I love them. The SUV, perfect. Truck is a good truck. I still have my gripes with EVs on trucks, but it's good. And this deal is crazy to me. This is going to be the most expensive deal that I talk about, but you're getting a Hummer. So you're going to pay a little bit more. So for their 2X trim, you're looking at $0 down at 10,000 miles a year for 36 months. You're looking at paying $599 a month. That's an insane deal on a really cool car that you can then give back in 3 years if you don't want it. Yeah, that's crazy. So now that I have kind of done all of this research and had Bob guide me through it, which I was incredibly grateful for, I want to hear what you guys think about these lease deals. Are they good? Are there ones that I missed that you wanted to see? I can definitely do some more research, and I'm going to start guiding my friends and family to kind of figuring out where to go for these deals. And yeah, maybe we'll do some updates on those. Anyways, as always, have a great day and catch me on the next one.